Hello and welcome to From Zero to Hero. I'm your host TheFatRat 2002, and today's challenge that I've been set is to buy a retro hot hatch for less than 30,000 credits. Now, this is a little harder than it was last week and the week before, but I have a feeling that we can do it. So I need to go retro hot hatch, maximum buyout of 30,000. Okay, obviously not that difficult, so we could have an Escort, an Integra, Corrado. Ooh, Corrado would be a good shout actually. Bit of Horizon 1 nostalgia, got the Golfs, CRX, an RSX, a couple of different interesting cars. But I would like that Escort, but the Corrado's a better base point and it's cheaper. So I'm gonna go. I think I already have bid on it, but I'm gonna go with this Corrado, and it's gonna give me some proper Horizon 1 nostalgia vibes because this I remember because I remember playing Horizon 1 when it came out. I even remember being at Top Gear Live when they had a demo. I didn't get to play it there, but I remember seeing it. There's a Lamborghini Aventador they had sitting at the front. Still have a photo of it somewhere. If I remember to put it in the edit, I will put it on screen now. It's a very bad photo because it was on an iPod 4th generation, but... And then I remember playing this game a lot. Drove the Corrado. It was bright green like the Focus RS at the time was. And, yeah... Come on. See, it's not as fun as last week wasn't exactly fun, but neither's this because last week I just went buy out because I had no restriction. I mean, I could still buy this out and have no restriction, but it's just not as interesting this way or that way because you're just like, yeah, got it. That I use that for buying all the cars that I have normally. Come on. I know if I cut this, I'm gonna win it. Just after I cut it, because that always happens. It happened in my original pilot idea, and there we go, we got it. And the original pilot episode idea that I had that I never really got around to recording and editing properly, I remember it happened in it, and yeah, it didn't go well. So, okay, so that is the car. I bought a Corrado, and I will now go to the track and I will test it out. So I will see you over at the track. So we're on the track with the Corrado, and on my warm-up lap I've learnt a lot about it. It's a front-wheel drive car, but it drifts, which, well, I say drifts, it more sort of power slides around corners, because it just like kicks the arse. It don't make sense, like, but no. It'll have to be something that can be fixed when tuning. You have to do a little bit of braking, you see what I mean? It wants to kill me. Like, it's nearly pulled my wheel off my desk there. I don't remember it being like this in Horizon 1. I'll have to make notes of that and give that to Bletto whenever he's doing it to say, please make it stable. Because I don't like cars understeer or oversteer. I like a car to be absolutely planted. I know some people like them to be a bit one way or the other. Oh Jesus, wept. But no, I just want a car that I can just get in, foot down, and get the maximum out of in a race. For example, like if I want, this is what this track was designed to do. It was designed to test and develop cars that can be planted in every single aspect. So they have to be fast in a straight line, they have to be fast around corners, and they have to be good at doing really tight corners as well. And it has good elevation change, and it's also good flat sections, so that's what the intention of this track was to be. Also, that first to second gear ratio needs fixed. Come on! Come on, come on, come on, come on. But no, it's a very good track to test all that out on, which is what we developed it for. We have 3 other tracks on Forza that are more specifically designed for a certain area, whether it's straight line speed or if it's pure handling or whatever. But this one and South Track are a very good mix, but I prefer main track to South Track. This is actually a longer track than South Track, but the lap times are quicker, so makes sense. But this is just all over the show. It's also really, really slow. Come on! Come on! This is one of the slowest cars I have ever taken around this track. Because I drive quick cars normally. Now we're going to do about 100 mile an hour more by the end of this straight, but what can you do? I'm trying not to touch the brake and round corners, because I think that's another problem that's unsettling the car at the minute. So I have to sort of... I know you shouldn't really brake round corners, but like you can normally tap the brake round a corner or whatever and it'll be alright, but this just does not want to do at all. Sorry for going quiet again, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, this is what I do when I'm concentrating. But yeah, it's not going quick. I'm going to put into perspective how slow it is. At this hairpin, on a track record attempt, you need to be going around that hairpin in under a minute. So just like it hits a minute just as you go around that hairpin. There was nearly 2 minutes there. So it's a minute off the pace already. I would have said on a 2-lap race like I've done now, I would have been lapped by now by a track record car. It's now flat out down California. If you're wondering why this bit's called California on South Track, it does actually look like the west coast of America, so we nicknamed it California, and it just sort of stuck going on to the main track. South Track was made first. South Track was actually the Gaming Around Tour track, but we've now called it Quantum South Track, it's Quantum Main Track, and the like, so... Oh god. Come on! Come on! My FPS is much quicker than this, I know that for a fact. Right, I seen the start of the time... Let's see. 3:22... 3:02. Okay. That's probably the slowest lap time I've ever done of that track. So, I'm now going to give this car over to Piletto, and he is going to upgrade it, and hopefully we can get under 3 minutes. So, we'll get back to you when it's upgraded. So, managed to get the Corrado back off Piletto now, resprayed and everything in the Quantum colours, but let's see how it does. It was an okay, well, that best time's not really accurate, as there's a few issues that I had to deal with my pedals on that. Outlet, which was fun, but other than that, I mean, the car was alright. Little bit oversteery in places, but other than that, not too bad. So, sorry again for any lag. Seems to be a common occurrence at the minute with a lot of these episodes. Run wide. Because it's the reason it lags, it's the way I have to record it. So... Oh god. I had a bump there. Holy Jesus Christ. Brake for a turntable. I'm not actually sure what upgrades are on this car. I didn't ask. I probably should have asked, but I genuinely don't know. I suspect by the engine tone that it has been engine swapped. I think it's got an all-wheel drive swap. I know for a fact it has aero grip, because after the focus in the first episode, I've requested the cars to have more aero grip, because otherwise it's just no, too slidey. Because as you remember, I was struggling a bit with that focus. I mean, it was okay, but a bit slidey. Okay, so I managed to get it to sort of stop lagging. So that time there was a 2:29. So yeah, that's why there's a random sort of jump cut from whenever it started. But no, it's definitely, it's got a lot more aero grip. I'll take it out now. As you can see, it's got the front splitter and a rear wing as well, which is good. So, oh god. But it is still a drifty boy. I suspect it's, even though it's an all-wheel drive setup, I suspect it's probably set up more towards the rear, which is how I like it anyways, but that taken out of context may sound wrong, but you know what I mean. I like the diff to be set so it's a bit more power going to the rear of the car, because I can control it a little easier than understeer. Oh, Jesus. He told me he tested this car around the track before he put the tune out, which it has a brilliant name actually. It's Plonker. Whether he'll have that changed by the time the episode goes out, but it's called Plonker. Typical Dan the Manism. You know, God, right. I really am fighting with this one. See, I believe he sets these up because I believe he plays with the controller on this, whereas I play with the wheels. So I don't know if they're set up exactly right for me. Doesn't really matter because there shouldn't be that much of a difference, but he's still better at shunning than I am, and that's me setting up for a wheel. Oh god. Well, that lap was actually slower, but... Or was it slower? I don't know, but let me... Get my thing to type this in. 229... Oh, can't type. 229.516. And, as per usual now, I need to go and calculate this, so we'll be back in a second. Okay, so after a while of having worked it out, because it was quite a complex one, the improvement of the Corrado was 52.786 seconds. Wow. That's nearly a minute quicker, which is, to be fair, that's not bad. The upgraded time, not far off, like, some of the other cars. It's not actually bad. As I said, we'll have all the we will have the proper leaderboards. They'll be available on the Quantum website. There will be a link for that in the description. So that's impressive. So that is all then for this week. We'll be back next week buying a new car and upgrading it. See how it does. Goodbye.